You've been practicing piano for months, but something's off. You're either not progressing or you feel like you're stuck on a single piece for way too long. Sound familiar? Let's fix that today. Here are 7 mistakes that I see most adult piano learners make. And more importantly, in this video, I'm going to show you how to fix each and every one of these 7 mistakes. Mistake number 1, choosing pieces that are too hard. Now, we've all done this. We pick a piece, we start learning it, but it's just too much and too soon. You feel like it takes a whole week just to even churn out a line or two. If, let's say, River Flows in You is taking something like 3 months, 4 months to learn, this is probably a little bit too long. My perfect kind of golden time period is between 1 to 2 months to learn a full piece, to go from complete level 0 to playing it fluidly and confidently. If, let's say, River Flows in You or Moonlight Sonata is taking just way too long, something like 3 or 4 months, and if you were my student, I would much rather you instead to work on simpler pieces, but to work on more pieces. Let's say, or instead of taking, let's say, 4 months to learn one song, let's say River Flows in You, if you could, let's say, in the 4 months, take, let's say, 2 weeks at a time to learn and master a new piece. So that means you end up learning 8 songs. So 8 simpler pieces versus one kind of larger piece. I guarantee you, you're gonna make much larger strides as a pianist in terms of your technique and your theory and your sight reading in every area possibly. You will gain much more wisdom and skill doing the 8-piece path rather than one larger piece path. Mistake number 2, watching YouTube videos without practicing. Binging piano tutorials without touching your keyboard or piano is kind of like watching gym videos and expecting abs. So really make sure, if you want to improve in piano, the one factor that's going to make a difference here is going to be your practice time. Make sure you can lock in at least 30 minutes of practice per day. You'll find that each consistent day of doing it kind of builds on the previous days of success, and I guarantee you'll be shocked at how much you can achieve in just doing, let's say, 7 days of that. 7 days of 30 minutes each day. Mistake number 3, practicing without a plan. Playing random stuff for 30 minutes is not progress, it's just noodling. Here's a really quick, simple routine for you to try if you're practicing for 30 minutes today. I want you to first spend 5 minutes doing warm-ups, such as Hanon. Or you can also do scales. After 5 minutes, you will go to 10 minutes of hand-separate practice, followed then by 10 minutes of hands together. And the final 5 minutes, you can have some fun with that. You can do some improving or play some simple chords, maybe even try to record yourself. Mistake number 4, playing songs but never practicing skills. Most adult piano learners I see skip the boring stuff, such as scales or drills or rhythm exercises. But unfortunately, without these, songs stay hard forever. So if you're somebody that's watching this video who only practices songs, I advise you to add either one of these exercises to your routine. Either add the Hanon, which I played before, or you can also add some Schmitt exercises. I will provide links in the description below. These exercises build up your endurance, your dexterity, your accuracy, so that your fingers and your wrists and your arms can have full control of playing the music that you love. Mistake number 5, no structure or levels. A lot of adults tend to tell me in the comments or they write to me via email about how they're often quite unsure about what level they are exactly in piano. Maybe they can do some sight reading, maybe they've done some exercises, they played, 3 or 4 songs, but they just have no idea where to go next. If you don't know what level you're at in piano, how do you pick the next piece? It's very difficult, I know. Within my one-to-one students or within my piano course, I often talk about piano in 3 rough levels: the essential level, the intermediate level, and the mastery level. If you would like a PDF that will give you some technique ideas, some piece ideas, and help you to diagnose basically what level you're at in piano, feel free to download my free PDF, the Essential Piano Roadmap. Some of my students have already told me how much they worship this PDF. They printed the whole thing out, they stuck it on the walls, and they're sort of going through the pieces, piece by piece, to make sure they've ticked off all the basic stuff and make sure that they're ready for each next level. In terms of picking your piece, I'll give you some quick advice here. Your next piece should always simply just challenge you. It should never overwhelm you. Remember, the golden time period I said previously in this video is between 1 to 2 months. If you're taking 3 to 4 months to learn a piece, that's probably taking a little bit too long. And this piece should not be thrown away. It should just be bookmarked for a little bit later in your piano journey. Mistake number 6, not recording yourself. What you think you played versus what you actually played can sound very, very different if you ever recorded yourself. This is because when we're playing piano, a lot of our brain cells are thinking about things like what notes to press and the rhythm. This is very overwhelming for your brain. Recording yourself for even just 30 seconds a couple of times a week will really show you what the audience is hearing when you play piano. It will give you a great assessment of how you're playing. Sometimes I find myself saying comments like, wow, like I was speeding up there a lot more than I thought. Or this part, I thought I was playing a little bit too slow here. My rhythm was falling a little bit here. I should speed that up a little bit more. Mistake number 7, neglecting rhythm practice. One of the great weaker areas I find for adult piano learners is rhythm. I find a lot of adult piano learners want to start their piano journey and they often sort of think about, oh, playing piano is about playing notes on the piano. But what I see they often fail to realize is how important pulse and beat and rhythm is. To play those notes in the exact right time, the exact right timing in a pulse. For example, listen to these 2 excerpts. One of them is like this. Versus something like this. Now, obviously, I played more notes in the second one, and you can tell between playing number 1 and playing number 2, playing number 2 was a lot better. Not only because it was longer, it had more notes, but it was played in pulse. It was in rhythm. So the notes were falling in place at the right time. In the first playing, I played all the right notes, but some were too long, some were too short. It lacked a sense of pulse. So for the adult learners watching this right now, please take rhythm very, very seriously. You can practice rhythm very easily by just searching up on Google rhythm exercises to do some quick clapping or tapping patterns to certain notes on the screen. So here's a quick summary of today's video. Mistake number 1, pieces are too hard. Mistake number 2, watching but not doing. Mistake number 3, no routine. Mistake number 4, no technique work. Mistake number 5, no structure. Mistake number 6, no feedback. Mistake number 7, no rhythm training. Which of these mistakes can you relate to the most? Let me know in the comments. If you're someone that's just started on your piano journey or you've been on it for a few months or a few years and you're not quite getting the results you want, I recommend you to check out my comprehensive piano course called The Keys to Mastery. This is something that I put together that is extremely progressive, diagnoses you at your current piano level, gives you the next step of exercises and pieces and techniques and sight reading material. So if you like a structured and progressive way of learning piano rather than just pulling random pieces from the internet all the time, I recommend you to check out my KTM, The Keys to Mastery. Catch you in the next piano tutorial. See you for now.